Hey Capricorn, happy new year, and this is your season. Obviously this is Capricorn season, so happy birthday to all my Capricorns out there, whether you're a December Capricorn or a January Capricorn. I've been really feeling this Capricorn energy, so I really hope you have been too. So let's get into this Capricorn energy right here. Very powerful, assertive. I feel like there's a lot of fire and intensity behind what you're trying to do this month. And I say that because the focus is fire. That's what I pulled whenever I was wanting to know what is the Capricorn's goal? What is the element that we're working with this month? Even though it is Capricorn season, I always tell people Capricorn is like the closest to fire that you're going to get when you are dealing with earth sign or any other sign for that matter. Capricorn is very intense. It's very focused and driven, much like fire. There's a lot of similarities between Capricorn and Leo. So if you are feeling that energy of taking charge or achieving goals, or you're feeling very driven to just get things done, and even if you feel like you don't have enough time, like usually you feel like you have enough time in a day to do things, you may feel a little rushed during this January. So let's go ahead and see why things are going on. So let's go ahead and look into your present. So this January, the focus around your actions, we have the Knight of Swords. So Knight of Swords, it can mean that some people are saying things without thinking, or maybe there's a lot of quick communication coming if you've been trying to get things settled, or contracts and things like that, text messages, emails. There's a lot of communication that may be happening during your January. 10 of Pentacles here, I do feel like things are going to be related to your domestic life, or maybe even money that you get passed down from certain relatives. I feel like there's just some type of like money issues, or maybe you're working on a will, or figuring out some finances that deal with family matters. Yeah, Capricorn. So this could have something to do with you or maybe another Capricorn family member, for sure. And you're being very strategic, and you're thinking of new ways to make things work if they don't work. So yeah, that's what the focus of your actions are based around. So communications around money, and I feel like you guys are trying to settle a monetary gain or some type of stability that you're trying to get with your money. So looking at this here, we have the Temperance card. So this month you're going to be focusing on your temperance, which is patience. So being that there is a lot of things that you're trying to get in order, I'm just going to assume that it's probably things that are stressful, right? And so being that things may feel stressful, there's going to be a huge calling for you to be patient with yourself and also with others. Not saying that you have to just listen to other people, but just be patient with the fact that things are not just going to happen overnight. Like I was saying, with this fire energy that you're going to feel during January, I definitely think there's going to be a lot of like rushed vibes. Like I feel like it's going to be your normal amount of you being driven, but it's like you feel like you have so much less time. It's not earth energy, it's fire. So fire is quick, right? Fire is like once it's starting, it's going, and we have a limited amount of time to get something done. So I feel like it's going to be different in that way for you. Like you're going to have to adjust when it comes to time management. But I think if you're patient with yourself and others, like I said, things will turn out a little bit better than you are thinking. And there may be a Pisces sun, moon, rising, and or Venus around you that could kind of help you keep the peace around you. So maybe you have a Pisces sibling or a Pisces family member or a Pisces spouse or a friend, somebody that you get around them and they just kind of make you forget about your problems, or they kind of remind you, hey, like this is just the beginning stages. It's not that deep. So somebody who can bring you out of the depths of, you know, all of this mundane chaos that you may be experiencing during this month is going to be very important, because you need someone who's going to be able to level out all of the stress that you're going through. So the hidden desires behind all of these actions that you're committing, we have the Judgment card. So this is what's hidden behind. This is what's going on behind the scenes in your internal realm. Judgment Day. So traditionally, Judgment Day is about figuring out what needs to be in your life and what doesn't need to be. So kind of like spring cleaning, but like on an ultimate level. So like when you're really looking at your soul and examining and confessing your sins to yourself, you know, look at who you are and the things that you've done. So that's what it's about. It's really sitting with yourself and revealing yourself in a very vulnerable state. Now, this doesn't mean that you'll be going through this, you know, during your January, but you may feel like everything that you've done in the past, you're starting to feel the effects of it now. So this is where the past is going to come into play. So we'll get into that in just a second. I wanted to look at your overall desires for this month as well. So we have the Seven of Wands. So that's your overall desires, or what's hidden behind your desires. So Seven of Wands definitely is about power, courage, Overcoming obstacles is the main vibe that comes with that card. A need for masculinity to be presented, which I don't think you'll have a problem with. There may be some of you that you say things that you are going to commit to, and then you really don't want to do it, so it never really falls through. So for others, it may show up as you like agreeing to do things that you really don't want to do. So maybe it's like taking on more work, or taking on a different shift, or being around somebody that you really don't like, but you just keep saying, oh, like, yeah, we can hang out. You know what I'm saying? It's that type of energy, like just settling just to settle. And so it's going to force you, I feel like during this January, it's going to force you to really look at yourself and be like, am I the actions that I do upon others? Am I the person that I show to others? It's really like you're looking at yourself in a mirror, but I feel like it's only reflective to you. Like only you can see who's in the mirror. So that's really powerful. Very powerful. The angel card here is the Ten of Swords, which is the air card. So I definitely think a lot of what you're going to be going through is mental energy. You're going to be really having these internal conversations with yourself. I think you're really going to be getting to the bottom of who you are as a spirit. Your thoughts are going to be going rampant. You may be having like lots of different thoughts and ideas about how you can do things. Yeah, Capricorn here, the devil card. Look, it's you. So you're having all these thoughts about yourself, and how I feel like you're asking yourself, the things that I do I completely align with that? And so you're asking yourself, like, how can I align myself better with who I am, who I feel at my core? Instead of just living up to a certain status, or going with the trends, or trying to live up to other people's expectations. Yes, we know that you can achieve these things, Capricorn, but at your core, who you are, Capricorn, who do you want to be, and are your actions aligning with that? That's what's going to be the main focus of your whole January, okay? So I want to see, what was even the whole point of you going through this now? Like, why are you even having these deep thoughts with yourself of who you are? So in the past, what you were showing, justice in reverse. So there could have been arguments, there could have been unsettled debts, there could have been legal things, legal transactions, contracts. Maybe some things just didn't end up on your end of the bargain. So let's see, what parts is this related to in your life? We have the Chariot card and the Ten of Cups. So this could have involved a turn of events that you didn't necessarily see coming. It could have been a merging of two people coming together, whether it was a business or some type of emotional investment. I definitely think it was supposed to be like a turning or a change of time for you. Ten of Cups, I definitely think it was something that was supposed to bring joy. It was supposed to have everyone feeling content and happy with the way that things turned out. But I don't think it ended up like that. I feel like somehow you guys had issues as far as like not being able to get along, or just maybe things came out of the blue and you couldn't keep up with the demands of whatever it is that you were trying to achieve. And whenever this happened, I think you saw, man, maybe I'm not taking care of myself. If I can't keep up with these demands, how am I really truly taking care of myself as a person? So, you know, as a Capricorn, how you value yourself and how much work you can get done, how much you can execute it, and other people can see that. I think in the past months, you were going through a lot of trying and working so hard, but people weren't seeing how much work you were doing, and it was really putting like this damper on you. So why were you working so hard? We have the Sun card here. It's what you wanted, but I think it's what you were trying to show people. You were trying to create this identity for yourself. And in doing this, it was kind of like you were challenging your true nature, your true talents, your true abilities, because you were trying to showcase something that wasn't really you in the first place. And so, yeah, this had you moping. This had you really looking at the darker things in your life instead of looking at the blessings that are being handed to you from the heavens. Whenever we start focusing on the negative and the things that are going bad in our life, we literally miss the opportunities because they're literally always in our face, right? This angel card here is Queen of Pentacles, fixed earth. So this is the Taurus energy. So I feel like you had a goal, you had an end goal, but you didn't have a plan to get to that end goal. And so when things started to present themselves as obstacles, you had no choice but to just kind of like succumb to whatever the damage is going to be, because you had no defense, you had no foundation to begin with. And so that's the problem, Capricorn. I find with a lot of Capricorns, sometimes you guys can start things and it'll be the best idea ever. You guys come up with the best things, that could be worked on. But the problem, the lacking that comes in is you guys continuously building something, which is where Taurus kind of comes in, you know, being fixed on something that you're trying to grow. I feel like Capricorn, you just focus on starting things and sometimes not closing them. And that can also trickle into your relationships and how you deal with your everyday life. So you may start relationships with people, you may start these open-ended conversations, spiritual transactions, if you know what I'm saying. You may start these relationships with people and open the door to a plethora of things to happen. But it's like, once you start to realize that the door is open, you're like, okay, I'm done. This is getting a little too committed for me. This is getting a little too serious for me. I just wanted to start it. I didn't want to finish it. I don't want to be a part of the actual... It's like, this is what I'm hearing you say. Like, I don't want to be a part of the business. I just want to invest. Like, I just want to invest and make my money from it. And so that's why I feel like a lot of people are at in their lives as far as being a Capricorn. You want something to serve you, but it's like you don't necessarily want to commit fully, which is, there's nothing wrong with that, but you have to make sure you're finding the right people and the right resources that can align with that desire. And that's where the problem is coming in. I feel like you're dealing with the wrong type of people around you. So who in your past should you stay away from now? And if you're still dealing with them at this point, this is who you should stay away from. It came out quick. Aquarius, sun, moon, rising, and or Venus, okay? So it doesn't mean that this Aquarius is bad, but I think whoever this Aquarius person is, if they are heavily placed in your life, this person, maybe they make you want to commit to something because they're fixed as well. They're a fixed sign. They may want you to commit to something that you are not ready to commit to. And if you are committing to something that you don't have the will or the power to withstand, that's exactly what I was talking about in the beginning. Like you saying yes to things that you don't really want to do, and then it doesn't turn out right, or it turns out shitty because you're agreeing and co-signing things that you don't really want to be a part of. And at the end of the day, it's just you're just ignoring your own spirit. Spirit will let you know if you want to do things. You know what I'm saying? I think for a lot of you, you've just been kind of going with the flow, doing too much, taking on too much, but because you feel like it's heightening your status. But really, it's putting a damper on your spirit and your aura. It's showing up as you just looking dingy or looking like you crave attention from someone that you really don't even like. You know what I'm saying? It's that type of energy. So be very careful with that, Capricorn. There's something that you're trying to overcompensate for. Let's go ahead and move into your future. Whew. Okay, so your future actions, we have the Strength card in reverse. So there could be some type of, I feel like a bond is being broken. But the bond that I'm talking about, it isn't something that has been here forever. But it is a bond that you guys got comfortable with. I almost feel like it was a merging of two opposites, or two, like a female and a, well, let's just look at it. So look, this is the masculine energy. Whether you're female or male, the lion represents the masculine energy. Someone who can't be tamed, or they seem as though they can't be tamed. Now this female energy is represented by the female here, obviously. But I feel like this female has a lot of untapped spark to them, untapped fire, untapped passion. And so when these people come together, there's a spark, you know, there's fun, there's a jolt, there's passion, there's zest, there's enthusiasm, it's fire, it's strength. But what you come to realize in the future is that since it's in reverse, it isn't what you thought it was. It's not as strong as you thought it was. Now, this happens many times in our lives, especially when it comes to things that we're afraid of. And fire deals with the scary emotions just as they deal with any other emotion. So when you're afraid of something, it seems to be bigger. It seems to be scarier. You find ways to make it almost impossible to conquer something that you're afraid of. This is that's what happened with this relationship here. Now, I'm not sure if this relationship is romantic, platonic, whatever. There's some type of bond or connection or partnership. And I feel like you guys start to see how fake or phony the counterparts were, if that makes sense. The other parties were. So let's see, why did this end? Okay, so we have Eight of Pentacles. So it ended because someone was putting more effort in than the other. And I also feel like it ended because just throughout time, like literally just with time, being around this other person or being around this situation, you realize it wasn't what you thought it was. So you know how they say distance makes the heart grow fonder? I think you had an idea of what this person or what this situation could have been. And then once you're around this person long enough to realize who they are, it kind of turned you off to the whole idea. Or maybe you just saw their true colors, plain and simple. And so it's like, you know who this person is now. You know what you're going to get with this person. And so now it's up to you, Capricorn, in the future to decide if you're going to keep this person around you or not. And I keep saying person because I feel like it is a person. I do think it may be a coworker or someone that you are trying to work into your life. But for some reason, I feel like it's not meant to be. Seven of Wands. It may be very difficult for you to overcome this connection, or maybe just overcome not wanting to let someone down by telling this person, hey, I don't think it's going to work out. Maybe you don't want to hurt their feelings or something. But Seven of Wands says you can get through any emotional, physical, or mental turbulence that comes with this situation. You just have to do it. You have to put in the effort, and you have to be courageous enough to know that it's going to work out. And so with that being said, it's a lot easier said than done, especially if you've been around this person for quite some time. So why are you even like attaching yourself to this person, even though it's showing that you don't really like them? So we have the Hermit card. I think you're trying to be wise about a situation. I also feel like you're trying to find solitude within yourself. I'm seeing like, okay, the Capricorn has this vision of what they want, and they don't even see this person in their future, right? They don't see this person that they're with. But for some reason, they feel like if they keep this person around, it'll make other people think that they're on the right path. So it goes right back, it circles right back into that energy of Capricorn doing things so that other people think that they're on a status that they are not. So what I'm saying is, if you are a person who is forcing yourself to get along with someone, or forcing a relationship, or forcing a business to work out, and it's not naturally working out, end it. You don't have to do it. The Hermit card is saying your true desire is to be alone. You may even be trying to go to a Virgo, but I think your true desire is to be alone. You want to go into this own, like this darker portal for yourself. And I think you think in order to find that portal, you have to attach yourself to someone. But really, when you detach from something is when you obtain more. You understand what I'm saying? So let's just see, what person are you trying to keep around you, but this isn't the person you need to be around? Who is this person? Okay, so we have 3 different signs. So this could be a Sagittarius, a Scorpio, or a Libra. Okay? Sagittarius, Scorpio, or a Libra. So yeah, this is saying lots of you guys are going through this. You know, lots of you guys are really debating, like, what's the way that I need to go? Like, what do I really need to do about the situation? And there's nothing wrong with that, but I think what you need to do is just be realistic about what you actually want. And I think you want solitude, but I think you have to be courageous enough to end it. And of course, that's always easier said than done. If you need a little bit more information on how to deal with these situations that I mentioned here, you can always email me at lovefromaleo@gmail.com. You can also subscribe to the channel because I'm always uploading and there's always something I'm saying. So if you subscribe, it can let you know whenever I am uploading something that you need to hear. Like this video if you heard something, especially if you made it to this part of the video, you might as well like it, okay? I have so many good things planned for this channel, so please make sure you're here for it. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, Capricorn. Happy birthday. Bye.